try to finish within that, but I don't know whether I will be willing to, because I think I might not get an opportunity, another opportunity to address my, even if I exceed time, I seek your apologies in the beginning itself. I'm really honored to be, खरं म्हणजे हा माझ्या दृष्टीनं घरातल्या लोकांनी केलेला सत्कार आहे आणि आपल्या लोकांनी जे कौतुक केलेलं असतं त्याचं महत्त्व बाकीच्या कुठल्याही सत्कारापेक्षा हे निश्चितच कितीतरी पटीने जास्त महत्त्वाचं असतं. I am deeply privileged to be felicitated by none other than Justice Uday Lalit, who was my Chief Justice for 76 days, only 76 days. It is said that in the past, the Justice Roda was with us in Delhi, was one of the finest Chief Justices who is still remembered as one of the greatest Chief Justices. But I can share on this occasion that I have seen about half a dozen Chief Justices, but the two Chief Justices with whom I am highly impressed, though both of them had a short stint, are Chief Justice Uday Lalit and Chief Justice Sanjeev Khanna. Though Justice Uday Lalit had a short period of short stint of 76 days, and Justice Sanjeev Khanna had almost the same time as I had, around 6 months. Both of them brought in transparency, democracy, and inclusiveness. It is because of Justice Uday Lalit constituting the 5 Constitution bench headed by senior-most judges of the Supreme Court that as a uni judge of the Supreme Court, I got an opportunity to pen down my first Constitution bench judgment in the demonetization case. Like Justice Lalit and Justice Sanjeev Khanna, I am also a firm believer in the principle that Chief Justice is only a first amongst equals and not a master of the post, not the master of the Supreme Court. There is a growing belief that the Supreme Court is a Chief Justice's court and not a court of all the judges. But I must say with matter of pride that Justice Lalit, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, and I have attempted to dispel that notion immediately, like Justice Lalit, immediately after he took over as a CJI, he had held a full court meeting on the very next day. I also held a full court meeting immediately on the next day of assuming the office, and we took all the decisions by taking into consideration views of everyone, and all the decisions were taken by the Supreme Court in its meeting held on 15th of May 2025, were the decisions of the Supreme Court of India and not of Justice Gowai. My two colleagues are present there, the third one joined little later. When I look back upon the journey of 64 and a half years, there are many memories which come in my mind. There is a contribution of many who have made this journey reach its destination where I am today. Though it will not be possible to outline all those things in detail, I think I would not like to miss this opportunity to at least briefly address to them. As with everyone, it is the upbringing, it is the parents who mainly contribute to the upbringing of their children. It is my upbringing in a family which was totally inspired by the ideology of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, the architect of the Constitution, the proponent of the social and economic justice in the country. That has deeply influenced my upbringing and also working as a judge, as a lawyer. My father, as Justice Kilor referred to, had devoted himself to the social and political life from the early days of life, and along with Dr. Ambedkar, he was in the movement for the upliftment of the downtrodden. As a student, as a school-going boy, as a college-going boy, I used to travel with him a lot, and therefore the problems which I could see him solving, address the problems that which he used to address as a leader of the masses, also had a deep impact on what I think about life, what I think about one should be. As I always said in my other speeches, that it was my father's decision that I should be a lawyer, though my interests were somewhere else. But it was his decision that he said, because he wanted to be a lawyer, and because of his commitment to social and political activities, he could not complete his law studies. And therefore, it was his decision which I followed, that I became a lawyer. It's my mother's hard work, and we lived in a small house, and as I said yesterday, and outside Amravati, that the facilities for education at that time were very less in the taluka places, and therefore our house always used to have 10 to 15 relatives for the education. And though we had a very humble background, my parents used to look after not only their close relatives but also the expanded family. And I think this is that value of inclusiveness, this is that value of broader aspect to include everyone in the fold that has shaped my future life. After completing my law, because I was doing law in Bombay, I was a student of government law college, but since in 1982 I used to live in Mumbai because of my father's office as the chairman of the Legislative Council. But after 1982, she was not continued, and therefore I shifted to Amravati and continued my education in Punjab Deshmukh Law College, Amravati. After passing out LLB, I started practice in Mumbai and was junior with Barrister Raja S. Bhosle. I must express my gratitude to my senior, who was encouraging and gave us juniors a lot of opportunities to argue the matters. I must also mention about some of the judges who at the relevant time were sitting at Mumbai, senior judges, and they used to encourage the junior members of the bar to argue the cases themselves whenever the seniors whenever an adjournment or pass-over was sought on the ground that the seniors are not available. One of them was Justice C.S. Dharmadhikari, and the other one was Justice P.B. Sawant. They gave me an opportunity by giving me many amicus curiae matters, and therefore, even in the early days of my stint at Mumbai, I could learn a lot by appearing in amicus curiae matters and my seniors matters. I got a rarest opportunity of arguing a full bench in Mumbai in 85-86 on the interpretation of Article 341 and 342 of the Constitution.